Again, this is saying auto run is on. If we turn it off, something interesting happens in my opinion. The L and the H change to A. Now it's not going to show the B. Let's go to calibrate. It changes from A to B and 2. So I don't know why the auto run changes to A and B when it's off, but it just does. And then again, I don't know if the A and B is NO and NO2, and then this would be NOx. That's probably the biggest concern I have, is what L, H, and 2 stand for and what A and B stand for. Anyway, we go back to the stat button, the full scale, the auto run. This should be, according to my notes, the NO measurement. This is from the manual that I have, which was just scanned which I found on the internet. The next one is B, which according to my manual is the NO2 measurement. And then the third actuation should be the NOx measurement, but instead this is the average time scale, and you can see it's set to 50 seconds. Usually I set it to about 300 seconds, so we just, oops, I pressed 2 buttons. I went to the 0 anyway. A, B, 50 seconds. If I hit enter, then we can see it change to 300 seconds, and 300 seconds is the max amount for an average time period. We hit it again. This is troubleshooting mode on, and when it's on, it just allows you to see a whole bunch of different aspects that are currently engaged of the instrument. The first one, this is cooler temperature, which is 5 degrees Celsius, which is what we're looking for. The next one is converter temperature, which should be 325 degrees Celsius, which is what we set it at, but the manual says it should be reading at 350, so you can see that the dial is a little bit low. That's why it's set to 325. It should be at 350, which it's right around there, which is good. This RC stands for reaction chamber temperature, which should be about 50 degrees, so that's good. This 63, according to my notes, this should be the nitrous oxide zero background. I'm not entirely sure if that's what this is. I don't know why they would abbreviate it as 63, so that's something that's confusing. Hitting it again, according to my notes, this should be the NOx zero background, but the SF, I'm assuming, stands for the nitrous oxide span factor. So this, I'm not entirely sure what the span factor does. I'm assuming that's the what's the word? The highest display, the highest amount of accuracy that the instrument can show, but again, that's just a guess. The next actuation is CE, which according to my notes from the manual should be the NOx balance factor, but instead this is the NO2 converter efficiency, which I don't really know again what the converter efficiency is measuring. Next one, this is just showing the these dial readings. So when we change this, you can see that it instantly changes that, so that's good. This one, according to the manual, should be the analog offset percentage. Again, I'm assuming that has something to do with the remote in the back, but I'm not entirely sure. This next one is just showing the DIP switches, and it's, if you hit display, I'm assuming it'll show 1 to 8. I haven't figured it out, but I know what all the switches do from the manual, and I have it set to what I need for measurements. Anyway, this next button is the program number. This one is, I'm assuming, PMT, whether it's on or off. In my note in the manual, it just says P/T. I don't know if that's different from PMT, but that's what it says in the manual. This next one is the internal temperature, which is 30.5 degrees Celsius. This next one, it just starts over again, is full scale. So that's the status button. The next button is MAN, which is a manual mode, so you can choose whether you want the instrument to only analyze the nitrous oxide, the NO2 or the NOx. And again, what I understood is hitting this display button should cycle through what you're reading, but it doesn't seem to. And hitting the man button, this button does. Okay. But I'm not getting, when I do this, I'm not getting the 2. I'm only getting A and B. I'm not seeing the 2, and I don't know why I don't see that 2 value. The next button is run, which is just the auto run button. I don't know what the difference is. I'm just assuming that this measures both at the same time, and it only displays one. But again, if you hit the button, you can see it's showing A and B. If we go to stats and turn this auto run on, then instead of A and B, you see L, and you can't switch it to H. You just get L. And if you go to auto run, again, you just get L. So I don't know, I don't quite understand what I'm doing here to measure what I need. Anyway, there's a couple more things that I'm curious about that I'll include in the email. And I just wanted to say thank you for your time.